the Spirit start waking up, you start asking questions. When we start asking questions and find them out in this book, like Jesus saying why he really look like you or us, then you start saying, well, why were they telling us this? To keep your head in the dirt so you don't know who you are, because they know that once you get your power by keeping the statutes, laws, and commandments of the Most High God, you are going to be a force to be reckoned with as a nation. You understand? When the blacks and browns get our stuff together and we can unite like we're supposed to, when those two branches are grafted back together, we are going to be a mighty, mighty nation, and no other nation is going to be able to contend with us. Thus saith the Lord. You understand? Go ahead, finish this out, King.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her.
Okay, so this is Esau and Jacob inside of Rebekah's belly after she was pregnant. She was having problems. Go ahead.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So she's asking the Lord, if I'm pregnant, it's a blessing. Why am I having problems?
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
The Lord told Rebekah, look, you have 2 nations in your womb. He didn't say you have 2 babies. He said you have 2 nations, meaning that one child is going to create a nation of people and the other child is going to create a nation of people.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And they're going to have 2 different mannerisms. 2 manner of people are going to have 2 different mannerisms. One's going to walk like this. One's going to walk like this. Right? One's going to listen to this kind of music. The other's going to listen to this kind of music. One's going to talk a certain way. And one's going to talk, more like this. Right? So that's the mannerisms of the 2 people that's inside her belly. Right? Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And the Lord said, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. And like I said before, when we get hardship, we are strong enough to come up out of it and still thrive. When they go into hardship, they try to blame other people and then try to move the goalposts and try to knock those people out the game so they have no competition. See, when we come up, we're going to be way better. We're going to overthrow this whole world.
How you doing,
Not just our communities. We're going to overthrow the whole world.
Jesus
that's
look
what,
like
that's
us,
what
right?
they're really scared of.
Okay, you know that.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Hey, Tahar.
And in our customs,
And
the elder shall serve the younger. So that means that the oldest one is going to be given the birthrights. The oldest one is going to have the younger one. And what God said, the eldest is going to serve the younger. Go ahead.
Now explain to her, what you teaching. You know what I mean? Let her know who we are in the Bible.
Right. Okay, so we are Israelites according to the Bible. I'll get back to the birthright in a minute. We are Israelites according to the Bible. If I were to ask you what's your nationality, ma'am, want to stand over here? I don't think I can hear you because the train's too loud. If I were to ask you what's your nationality, what would you say? You're black? Okay, so what color are your shoes? So you're a color of a shoe? Or are you really black or are you brown?
Brown.
Okay, so why do you call yourself black?
I don't know. That's what we've been telling
They tell us, right?
That's what they taught us, right? And if you're not black, they call you what? Nigga, African American. Have you heard that one, right? But these are all different terms. They begin us through different generations. Remember when we were called colored? Yeah. So what happened? How come we're not colored no more? Remember we were Negroes? Remember Afro-American? Remember that back in the 70s and 60s, right? So why they keep changing our identity every other few generations or so? Exactly. They don't want us to know who we are. What's up, King? What you got?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So this is Moses telling the Israelites. This is Moses telling the Israelites. Sister, what's your name? Elizabeth. This is Moses telling the Israelites that wherever you go, your name's going to be a byword and a proverb, and they're not going to tell you who you really are. He's giving this information to the Israelites. This is part of the curses that the Israelites are going to go through, right? So when we were Israelites, when our forefathers were on the earth in Israel, which is where we're really from, right? Even though they caught us out of Africa, right, but our true homeland is Israel. You have to understand that. Okay? So when Moses got the Israelites out of slavery from Egypt, you know about that history, right? Yeah. Okay. So just so you know, when God told Moses to go to Egypt, what did he tell Moses to do? Free who? His people.
I'm recording myself, brother. Hey, man. Hey, chill out with all that, man. We record what we want to record out here. We record what we want to record out here.
So we're not gonna
There's a million cameras. He get mad at our camera. Like, knock it off. It's a camera right there. You said that to the white man? It's a camera right there. It's a camera right here. Camera right here. He get mad at our camera. Knock it off. And I ain't even recording you. Anyways, Jake be burnt out. He just wants some attention. Well, salute to the brothers, man. What's up, Hop? How you? Good? Got the fresh braids, I see.
Go ahead, give me 76 again.
What's up, Hop? How you feeling? Good?
Every day in season and out of season, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
To
sir.
everybody online.
When's the best season to serve the Lord?
For thou art a holy people.
Good answer.
Thou art a holy people.
Hey, that's the only answer.
Look at my boy, though. He shining. Oh, look at it. Yeah. Let me hold some, Hop. You rich, huh? You're a rich Hebrew, huh? You got earrings. His chain is shining. Look at it.
And that's in the Bible too.
Look at him, man. Design the white. What about? Good? Praise it, huh?
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, and verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I am the Lord, and I am
Separate.
holy.
To be
and
set
have
apart.
severed you from other people.
There you go. He said, I am the Lord, I am holy, and have severed you. Like you said, set apart, different, right? So again, he set us, he was talking to the Israelites. He severed us from the other people. Go ahead.
Okay, when the Israelites rejected him and stuff, and he said he was able to engraft the Gentiles. So that means does that mean everybody's in
No, there's see what happens is when you don't read all of the Bible, you just read the New Testament, you don't get the full understanding. So one of the things that happened throughout the history of the Bible, which was it was put out in 1611 by King James.
That's a good question she asked, though.
The publishing.
She said, what about the
right?
Israelites that
Translated.
rejected
And
the
one of
Bible,
books that
rejected the
there was a book
promises,
taken
rejected
out
the
of Bible
birthright?
called- and they put it in the book.
Did that open up the floodgates for the Gentiles? That's a fair question.
History
Let's see if the brother can answer
of
it.
the
Let's see what he gonna do with it.
Israelites during slavery in Greek captivity. See, in Greek captivity, because you're Elizabeth, you're referring to Paul, right? So where was Paul when he was giving these? Where was Paul at when he was giving these speeches? Right, but what country was he in? He was in Greece, right? Colossians, right? Philippi, Colossia, right? All those places are in Greece. Paul went to Greece to talk to the Israelites. So right now in America, because we're Israelites and we're not keeping God's laws, anybody who doesn't keep God's laws will be considered a Gentile or a heathen, right? That's because you're practicing the laws of the ways of the heathen, which God said don't do. You got that in Jeremiah 10? God said don't do that, right? Don't copy the laws of the heathen. I got a precept for that too, like you don't know, right? So when we start doing that, we become like them, or we become Gentiles, right? So go ahead, man. Go ahead, Art.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 1.
Read out.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
The main point, he says, don't be like them. Don't do their ways, right? What precept you got, Art? Go ahead, bring it up.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, and verse 1.
Read out.
Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
So that's what happened. We went to other nations and started copying what they were doing. We started adopting their custom. Even to this day, we got Greek fraternities. We follow the Greek fraternities like they're our religion.
Okay, he started off a little bit shaky, but he cooking now.
But they took that out of the Bible so that we wouldn't
Cooking
know
out.
that's
Shout out
history.
to my boy, man.
And when you start reading the New Testament, they start talking about Greeks, Jews. It's either Gentile or Jew, right? They're talking about us and the brothers and sisters who are us, but they're practicing the Greek traditions. You understand? Does that make
Bring
sense?
that out, Art.
Teach, Doc.
When the Bible says that we are Jews,
Say what?
he said we are Israelites inwardly. What's the deal with that one?
Of course, inwardly we're Israelites because our spirits are inside of us, and that's who we really truly are. But we can go off of that center and start copying and doing the custom of other nations, which in turn makes us to be like them, Gentiles. You understand?
Teach, y'all.
So anybody? So when we get the history of who we really are, we gotta start coming back to the laws of God.
Hold on, Mama. Why you ask that question? I just want to get the reasoning.
It just came to my mind.
Can't tell you. That's something the church taught us, right? So she's kind of like,
Well, I read it in the Bible also.
you read it? Are you ready for yourself? Well, what's the church teach? The church teaches we Gentiles, right?
No, it say that when we come over and get born again, it said that we're inside we're Israel.
Oh, we become spiritual Jews. Okay, so
Okay.
so
Hey Elizabeth.
so
check
she
this out.
basically saying we change our ethnicity once we become in Christ. So our ethnicity changed. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, if you're acting like, yeah, that's facts. Because I was an American. I consider myself African American before I found out who I truly was. And guess what? I transitioned over back to the laws of God. Now,
Hold on, but your ethnicity don't change.
Yeah, that's my citizenship.
Yeah.
You understand? There's a difference between ethnicity and citizenship.
Right.
Now, if we're all American citizens, but that doesn't make us. That's not our ethnicity. That's not our nationality. Our roots go back to Israel. That makes you a Shemite. You're a Hebrew Israelite by blood. You understand? But the way we live makes us like them, heathens or Gentiles. That's
right.
the difference. That's why when Paul was there in Greece talking to us, he really couldn't say, well, you guys are really Jews. He couldn't really say that because there was a decree in Greece that said if you proclaim yourself to be a Jew, you will be put to death. Yes, that's in the Apocrypha. That was in one of the books they took out of the original Bible. I got a precept for you right here, right? Listen to this.
Come, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Come on.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils and shed innocent blood.
So that's basically what we were doing. But when we practice the customs of other nations, our children grow up in those same customs, and they don't even have a chance because they don't know nothing different.
That's right.
So when we learn better, we do better. That's what we out here to do, to teach our people, wake us up, man. Because we're not Negroes we're Negroes. We're not African American. We're really Israelites. They'll never tell you that. As soon as Kanye said it, or Ye, as soon as Lamar and them said it, they try to cancel us. Every single time we do something, remember Black Wall Street? Whenever we start getting good, they try to knock us down. They do it. You know, that's their MO. They do that. So when we try to wake up our teacher, guess what? They're coming for us. They're coming for us. Believe that. They're gonna come for us. And a lot of our people walking around here, they're gonna say, there they are over there. Go get them. Hey, that's what they did to Christ. That's what they did to Christ. We're the same spirits. We're the same spirits walking around here, but we don't care. We're 10 toes down for these scriptures in our Most High God and our Savior Christ, who died for us to have the opportunity to wake y'all up.
That's
and
right.
It's an honor to do this for y'all, man.
That's right.
It's an honor to be on these corners and teach our people. You know what I'm saying? Because we love y'all. You understand?
That's right.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, man.
Do you not feel that what we're going through is the ramifications of what you were referring to in Deuteronomy chapter 20, verses 16 to 68? Because if we were to break that down all the way to verse 68, it gets down to us being taken away in the ship. So it's no denying or denying who we are. Now, my question is that it was prophesied to us what our people would be like if the law was not kept.
Right.
Now, there's a percentage of us that are conscious and we know who we are. But I find division amongst brothers. I'm a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay.
So that's why I listen. I ain't trying to interrupt. I'm not here to challenge. I'm just trying to understand the next move, because there's a percentage of us that don't get recognition, and that percentage that I'm talking about are the ones that are incarcerated. I did over 21 years in prison myself, and what I'm saying is that on my journey, the personal relationship that I have with the Most High is how I came to my understanding, right? So what we believe is that what took place in Israel after the 400-year curse, basically that it's happening again.
Right.
That when you look up prison and it goes in the concordance and take it back to, it's like it goes back to Egypt, back to the house of bondage. Right. And there's a correlation there.
Right. History repeats itself.
Exactly.
Right.
So when Joshua took over after Moshe, and in Joshua chapter 5, verses 2 through 9, I believe, when he went to the hill of Gilgal, and he was talking about the circumcision, but not just the physical circumcision, but the emotional and spiritual and mental
Circumcision of the heart, yeah.
at that particular time, right? Now, what we believe as far as the brothers that are being blessed with an opportunity to come back out is that there was a generation that was birthed when they were at the bottom of Mount Sinai that were the children of the wilderness, meaning that we felt that those were the ones that were birthed along the time of those that were not allowed to go off into the promised land because of the decision to return back to what they were doing after seeing everything that Moshe had different than when they requested a body of laws to go by to not be taken back into captivity. So
Okay, what's your point?
To bring it back to what I'm saying is that right now in today's time, right?
Come.
We feel like, what's the solution? You like the next steps. Like if we pass history, we knew it took place with Alexander. We know what took place with the retranslation. We know about the mystery. But for the ones that know that history already, that are literally like, brother, we feel that the time is actually now. But it told us to be aware.
Right. So you want to know what we got to do?
Well, I know what we got to do.
What's that?
Well, first of all, you got to keep the law, brother.
That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do, bro. If we did that as a nation, what do you think we would be? If we did that as a nation of people all together, where would we be? The blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Where would we be right now? If we came together as one.
But that was the original Rainbow Coalition. That's what took the Panther Party.
Now, the Rainbow Coalition was every nation.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not talking about every nation.
That's right.
We're not talking about every single
Israelite
nation.
nation.
God, hey, man, somebody go to Ezra. Give me that second Ezra. That's, 654, man. Because God did create all people, and we all come from Adam, right? But a sister even asked me, aren't the white people God's chosen people too? No, God only chose one nation of people. That was the Israelites. You got to understand, look. Okay, so let's say you're an inventor, because the Most High God is an inventor. He's a creator, right? Let's say you created, you created tools, you created things to do things, right? Like, for instance, mankind, we build things to destroy, right? We make things to destroy things. So the thing we made, we make bombs, missiles, right? That bomb is going to blow up. We created something to destroy itself that's going to destroy other things around it. You understand? The Most High does the same thing. We are made in the likeness, meaning we're going to do the things that the Most High does, and His image, and we're going to look like Him. So He creates things to destroy other things. He creates evil. Did you know that? Right. So He creates. Okay. So all nations aren't His chosen people. He created those nations to chastise us.
No, I know that.
Okay, I know you know. You've been in prison. Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying that.
Okay. Okay. So
what I'm saying is that what I found on my journey, right, is that there were moments that the theologians would be debating, my heart would be heavy, and I'll be neglected because the people that were busy thumping, so the one, I feel like that out here. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing.
So I feel like that out here. I feel alone. There's only a small percentage of us that understand we have to keep the law. There's only a small percentage of us that understand the times that we're in, but I'm not seeing enough energy at a solution, so I do my part. You know what I mean?
Hey, do you have a flyer?
Yeah, in my back.
Okay, come on. So what you gotta go with a camp, bro. You gotta go with a camp that's coming together under these laws.
That's what I'm afraid of, because remember we were warned about these times about false prophets. I'm cautious.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
So I'm not saying you guys are that.
Okay,
but I'm just saying, would you not feel the same way if you was on that same? You know what I mean?
No, I would.
I've only been out here for 9 months.
Okay. So have you ever seen us before?
No, that's why I said I had no job.
Check out our YouTube channel. We got some lessons on there that we do every Sabbath. We got lessons that we do out here on the streets as well, everywhere. We go all over the place. So but we got ones that we do in school. I mean, at our school too, that we teach people, man. So look at those lessons and let your spirit be your guide, King. If you have any questions, we
come through because I'm rooted.
Yeah.
I can't be confused. But I'm just
hey, give me Zephaniah 2:1 real quick. So, hey, listen to this though. Listen to this though, King.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
What did the Lord say?
Gather yourselves together.
Brother, you're not alone. You got family over here, bro. You need to be on this side if you feel that way. You know what I mean? At least come check us out. The Lord's told us to gather ourselves together, and you're Israel, King. You already know that.
Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire.
We're the nation not desired, man. They want to keep us on low. They don't desire us. We move to a neighborhood. They want to take over our own neighborhood. We move out of their neighborhoods and we have our own. Now they're coming back in our neighborhoods and trying to get us out of there too. They don't want us to gather together. They're trying to split us up. Everywhere we go, they try to scatter us. And when we do get together, they try to pit us against each other. You understand? Anything to do to destroy us, they're trying to do. So you need to get with like-minded brothers and get with that camp, bro. You know, we're here for our people.
The camp that I'm with is, like I said, the other brothers that I've grown with over the years, and we don't have a label on ourselves and nothing like that. But that's why I go for that. In addition to that, my father's a pastor, and his church
Christian.
Not denomination. Yeah, he was raised Baptist. He went to seminar in the Methodist Church, and then he ended up leaving denominations behind because we're educated as far as where we came from. So his church is non-denomination. But yes, Christian.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is like, I already know, bro. Like as far as like, when you were explaining to the sister about black and all that, because my family went through Guatemala, Jamaica, and Belize. So the language of my family, those are the languages spoken. But we also understand that our history goes back beyond what I just told you right now.
Yes, sir.
Right, I got you.
So what I'm saying is that I'm at the point right now of what it is that is expected of us. So it's like, okay, I know people are doing all that, but prophetically speaking, bro, I feel like the war is
Yeah, we come together, and one thing we got to do, regardless of if you know who you are, brother read it in Deuteronomy 10 and 12. We got to keep the laws, brother. That means all the laws. So if we out here doing our own thing and we're not keeping the laws of God, then we can't expect God to be on our side or to help us through this journey. Now you say you had a personal relationship with God, but God don't have no respect of person. So you may feel that way. Remember. So you pray and all that, right? Right. So do you think the Lord will hear your prayers if you don't keep His commandments?
Like I said, I'm not perfect.
I know nobody's perfect, but we strive to be perfect, right?
I keep my feast days. I do my part to the best of my ability, and I don't utilize my mistakes as a crutch to continue to do the things that I know is not right. As I stated to you before, I do my part. I'm going to juvenile halls. I'm going back into prison.
That's cool.
I'm doing my part, but I'm saying
You're teaching them the Word of God?
By all means.
But be an example as well, bro, because if you're Israelites...
Because you have to walk what you talk.
Right.
My philosophy is I come from a lifestyle of keeping it real. I can talk all day. But how I carry myself is ultimately what brings belief to my actions. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really a man of many words. That's why I didn't really have questions.
Right.
But I felt like what we're going through was ramifications of what happened in Deuteronomy 20. And I feel like the teachers being risen up.
Let me ask you something, King. Not to cut you off. Let me ask you something. I'm going to get straight to the point, which I'll be honest with you, all right? We're going to be honest out here. Do you believe in keeping the laws of God? Do you believe in keeping all the laws of God, or is there something that you don't agree with? So you say you've been out 9 months? Are you still shaving your beard? You don't grow a beard? You don't trim it at all? Okay.
My father faced those just now.
I got you.
That was my next question. You made a comment about because that's about the ball being, and I'm in agreement.
Okay,
with that.
no, I got you.
What about the ones that are like naturally like that? Like
That's fine. No, as long as you're really not shaving. I know brothers like you who they
I
try.
don't even look like I did over 21 years, bro.
I got you. That's
What I
cool.
naturally look like. I don't shave.
Hey, you believe
I
him?
don't no razors on my face.
I got
Break
you.
my face out.
Where your fringes at, brother? You got fringes?
Yeah, I was gonna go there.
Fringes.
Oh,
That's
teach him out.
go to Numbers 15, bro. Did you know anything about that? So why don't you do that if you say you follow all the laws of God? Why don't you?
Because once again, I'm a brother that just returning to the streets. Right?
9 months, right?
9 months.
Okay.
So it's like in 9 months, I
It's
don't.
almost a year.
Yeah, I mean, I've had 5 graduations. I'm 1 test away from my bachelor's, but I'm in the last.
Congratulations, brother. Keep going. But
So I'm
but
not
more
saying-
important than that is to
but
get
I'm saying
to get that kingdom, bro.
There's money. There's other things. Let's just be realistic, brother. It's not because I don't want to wear it. It's because I can't afford certain things.
We can get you some fringes, bro, for free.
Like I said, I'm all for the invitation. That's why
Yeah.
I said I don't mind coming down.
We'll get you right, man.
You know what I mean? I'm not an agitator. I'm not none of that.
No, I don't feel that from you. I don't feel that from you, bro.
I'm genuinely on the journey.
I understand. I don't feel that from you.
Where I'm supposed to go, I'm already there.
Can I get 2 precepts for him? Let me get 2 precepts for him real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Let me get 2 precepts real quick. Let me get 2. Hold this.
Yeah, I don't think you're antagonizing, bro. I'm just making my heart to be open.
Tell you what about and then give me the one in Hebrews 10:26. What's your name, King? Joshua. Oh, you got a proper name, all right? All right, praises. Yatazah, all right? Nice to meet you, brother. So my brother Joshua, man, he got some good questions, right? This is what I recommend to you, brother, because you asked us some phenomenal questions, right? And the elder Tahar, and comment for my brother Tahar too. He brought a lot of Ramifications. I would advise you to get with some brothers. You say you already studied with some brothers, right? You got to get with a camp that resonate with your spirit. We'll never be one of the ones to try to lobby you and tell you to come over here. The invitation is there because you seem like a real strong, solid brother. But we're gonna tell you, go where your heart feels the best. Yeah, let your spirit be your guide. If your spirit feels safe over here, come over here. But if your spirit feels safe somewhere else, go somewhere else. Which I would recommend that you get with some brothers because you can't do this alone, all right? And it's biblical. Watch this. Read this.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully,
25, my bad. I'm sorry.
Salakia, verse 25, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
What did God tell us not to do?
Not forsake the assembly of ourselves together,
Like what?
as the manner of some is but
See,
extorted.
look, I want you to catch that. God said, don't forsake the assembling. Look at this assembly, right? Of ourselves together, because there's a lot of our brothers and sisters that are informed, like you said, that do that. But the Bible recommends not to do that, though. That's not wise. Because let's go with the understanding, right? You familiar with the whole biblical narrative, right? If we was in the wilderness, did we have a choice to assemble or not? We had to, right? So now we're gonna go 2,000 years later, and now we got a choice whether we want to assemble or not. Make that make sense? And we all trying to get to the same place. Should we be doing this as a collective? You see what I'm saying? We miss the whole entire biblical narrative, and now we fast forward 2,000 years, 3,000 years later, and we feel like we can remix it. When there's nothing new under the sun. It's just generations recycling, right? So this is what the Bible recommends, right? Read it again from the top all the way through.
Hebrews 10:25, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
You talked about the day approaching. You see prophecies unraveling at an alarming rate, right? So the Bible is saying as you see these things progress, you need to be coming together, not separating. I know it's a lot of division among the camps, right? That's why I said get with a camp that resonate with your spirit, right? I think it's the most high genius plan, right? Because it's going to be hard to infiltrate a million camps. You can infiltrate one camp with 1 million people, but you can't infiltrate 1 million camps. That's impossible, right? So that's a part of the most high genius plan. So get with a camp or a congregation or a body, whatever you want to call it, that resonates best with your spirit. And this is biblical, right? Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 12. But be continually with a godly
What
man.
did God recommend?
But be continually with a godly man,
We're going to find out what a godly man is.
whom thou knowest to keep the commandment.
You gotta know that these brothers keep the commandments. That's why the elder gave you the wisdom. He said, hey, look, go check us out. We didn't tell you to come today. Hey, we got a YouTube. Hey, we got over 2,000 videos. Go through them. We got a phone. You can call us. You can do an investigation on us. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you're in the right spot, do that. Do your due diligence. Yeah, I mean, just go through the, you seem like a smart brother, very educated. Go through all of the different library, and then you can be able to see.
Like I said, I came over here because my heart drew me over here. So it was like, when I heard you talking to the other one, then I seen he wasn't all there. That's what drew me. So I'm like, okay, he's talking about Deuteronomy. So it's like, where are we going with this? Are you speaking to, because I'm looking for something. So, if it says, seeking you shall find, knocking the door shall be open. So it's like I'm seeking. So that's why I came down, not to,
Right.
that's my thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, brother, King, we'll share something with you. We got good spirit, brother. In that fringes situation, we'll show you what you do in the meantime till your bread get up.
You take that same shirt you got, or any shirt you got, you cut it with some razors, cut the fringes in it, and take a board of blue and slap it on. Now you're keeping the commandment. Exactly. Yeah, that's a poor man's way of doing it. I want to share that with you, King. I want to share that with you, brother.
Yeah, that's good wisdom for the elder, man. I mean, that's why I recommend the cap, because you would have got that nugget 9 months ago. You know what I'm saying? You would have got that, and you would have been keeping the law. We would have supplied you with some fringes. If you on tough times and you're trying to figure it out, we would have gave you about 6-7 months of fringes you supply. So you would have. Don't try to do this alone, brother. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm naturally like, I mean, considering where one has come from, that's what I'm conditioned to do.
Right.
Because
being in jail,
I spent more time of my life there than there, so it's like I don't rely on my family. I got all my own lawyers. I'm very independent. Yeah. So it's like it's a pride thing that I'm working on within myself. That's why I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. And like I said, I accept the invitation. You will see me again. You know, it's not. I'm not. You know, also, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So in addition to what you asked, right? What's the solution, right? We already know it's the commandments, right?
Yeah.
But we also got to teach the people, because we got to seal the elect. There's a certain number that the Most High God only He knows that we have to seal, right?
I don't feel worthy because I know privately what I still struggle with.
Right.
That I don't want to be a false prophet, because it's worse for the ones that know and then place themselves in that position than it is for ones that did it. And I feel like that's why my life was spared the first time around of how I was, because I didn't know no better.
Well, you sincere, brother, so don't feel bad. I wouldn't say, look, do what the Most High put on your spirit. I wouldn't say feel bad about that, because we know in part and we prophesied in part. Yeah. So you don't know everything, you know what I mean? You don't know everything, you just teaching what you know. So keep teaching the youth. I wouldn't tell you to stop doing that. If the Most High put that on your spirit, hey, look, day 3 of me getting the truth, I was teaching to my YouTube audience. I was teaching to my Facebook audience. I only knew 5 precepts.
But, you know
what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing, but the spirit was on me to do that. So I wouldn't want to quench your spirit, brother. I wouldn't want to quench your spirit.
The moment that they find out that you know who you are, they shut you down.
They shut you down? That's kind of, okay.
Yeah, and you're being told that you're not allowed to bring religion, even though it's not like the most common thing. They're particular to bring religion in, meaning any kind.
Okay.
So it's like they try to, and that's where I have to make my next decision to walk away from certain things, because there's certain things that I think, because I wouldn't have been blessed with this opportunity.
Oh, that's your job? That's your job? That's what you do?
I've already walked away from it.
Okay. When you walk away from it?
I have to make a choice. So it's like, I'm not somebody that's lost. I'm a little lost, but I'm not completely lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a little lost, not completely lost. So one thing is that my loyalty to the Most High, bro, is what got me here. So anybody's opinion about it, I'm not moved, because I know what I had and I know what it took to get here. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what got me through and what got me to this point. And that's why I feel so passionate and intimate about it. I'm really private about it, to be honest with you. I've talked too much thus far. You know, the psychologists can't get me to talk too much. I'm just keeping it real, you know what I mean? Because my thing is, at the end of the day, when I walk away from you, when keeping the law, you're attacking keeping the law, bro. So I know that the spirit constantly has to be fed, because my spirit runs my nutrition, so does my flesh. And now back to my temperamental stage, back to my old ways of trying to solve problems. So it's a struggle for me. And I'm working on it, you know what I mean, by being around other brothers like yourselves that have already transitioned in areas that I struggle with. So I surround myself with people that are better off than me, so I'm always happy to kind of bring myself up.
Right, and that's beautiful. I would tell, if I were you, I would continue doing what you're doing. I don't know why you left the job. I don't know why it was a little conflict, some contention there. Yeah. But let me give you some wisdom. Let me give you the wisdom of the Heavenly Father. Watch this. Read this.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. It reads, I have planted, Apollos watereth, but the Most High gave the increase.
You know, the Bible speaks in allegories, right? It's using Agrarian allegory to kind of convey a message, right? So what the Most High is saying right here is, look, He might use you to plant the seed. That might be your only job. Hey, brother, you're an Israelite. Let me show you who you go back to. That's the only job that you have. Any other edification won't come from you, if that makes sense. That's why he said, he's using this analogy. He said, Paul is right here. He said, I planted,
Apollo's water, but ultimately the Most High gives the increase. So it's the Most High decision whether that person grows or not, right? Sometimes you can overwater the seed and then drown it by giving them too much. You see that, right? So you want to just give the seed just the right amount of water, which is the scriptures and the wisdom, right? So they can have, and then ultimately they might get the increase somewhere else. For example, we out here, when we give people the flyers, come here, big bro. We give them the flyers, right? My elders taught me this a long time ago. We give them this flyer, and they read this flyer, and they remember anything from this flyer. I don't got to do too much talking. Maybe IUIC can give them more understanding than we gave them. But we gave them the initial understanding that they Israelites, and then they might see another camp like IUIC or whoever else, and then they get more understanding, right? It goes back to this analogy right here, right? Read it again.
It reads, I have planted.
See, we planting the seed right now, right? So everybody, this might be their first time hearing this. We don't.
Apollos water.
Another camp or another brother might water, but ultimately what?
But the Most High gave the increase.
Most High is in control. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we got it. So I would say, if you in the prison systems and you got the youth and they listening to you because you fit the mold and you actually live what they was, I would say keep doing it, brother. If you could, plant that seed.
I ain't gonna stop doing that. I'm just not doing it with certain organizations that are gatekeepers, because I've learned that when the pure come amongst the fake, you expose the fake even when it's not your intentions to do so.
Sure.
So I've run into a lot of gatekeepers. I've run into a lot of people that say that they are this, and then when the work begins, it doesn't reflect. So it's like, okay, now I'm having to adjust to the bigger world and understanding when you know who you are. So it's like, all right, I understand that. Then at the same time, brother, there are other organizations that are giving us a bad look because they attack so much. So as soon as they hear that, they think that, oh, you just like the other ones that was in the purple, or you just like the ones that they disrespect them. So I'm like, I don't even know these people. I don't know what you're talking about. So then you start to see what everybody's talking about. That's it.
Watch this. Now read this. Read this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 15. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Read up. Verse, when it says, verse 11.
Salakia, verse 11. And until whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence.
Right, so Christ sent his disciples to certain towns, right? And he's like, look, go find out who's worthy of the word. You heard the whole adage that do not cast your pearls to swine, right? What does that mean? Okay, beautiful, right? So we're gonna have ignorant people that we talk to on this path, right? Read on.
And when ye come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come.
That's the part we miss. The house got to be worthy of that gift that you about to give them, brother. Everybody not worthy of the gift, right? You see what I'm saying? I know what you're suffering from, because me and the brother Namana Waf was the same way when we first came in. We trying to teach everybody. I work at the plantation I used to work at. It's about 900 of us. I'm causing issues in the break room. I'm causing fights and disputes in the break room because I'm so passionate about what I believe. But I had to learn very quickly that everybody wasn't worthy of this knowledge, because you had people that I was edifying and bringing out, and then I had people backdooring us and saying, hey man, this brother right here is causing all the disruption in the break room. He talking about that religious stuff. You might want to get him out of there. And then they got back to me. Thank God that my general manager really liked me, and he was like, you know what? I'm not tripping off you really teaching the religion and stuff like that. He said, just do it off the clock. Don't do it on the clock. So what I would do now, well, you know, when I was there, I'm not there no more, but what I would do now is just plant the seed. I'll just, throw something on my, why you wear that cross? A crucifixion chain. I challenge you $100 if you can find or substantiate a scripture on why you wear that chain in the Bible. And we'll talk Thursday. Like you got the Thursday. I'll do stuff like that. And then I'll see him, I'm like, hey brother, what's up with the crucifixion chain? Did you do the research? Some people did, some people didn't. And if they didn't, then there's an opportunity for me to edify. You get what I'm saying? It's a little bit more calculated. It's a little bit more finesse. I'm not just breaking them down every time I see them. I'm sprinkling them here and there, because you got to use wisdom, right? Sprinkle here and there, you know what I mean? You got to have a different calculated approach, because you can be barbaric and out of control, but that might not always be the best solution, especially in a position when you're around rabbits and wolves.
Is that's the one I wanted? What, find that verse when it says ravaging wolves. It's somewhere in here. Read.
Verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
Wise as serpents. Serpents are calculated. Serpents they got finesse. They got strategy. They're not just going in there blind. They like, no, look, I'm very calculated on what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to accomplish one goal. One goal is I'm about to let these people know who they are. And if they get the increase, it might not be for me. But I doubt my job. I let them know who they are. I let them know African American doesn't make sense. That's not your ethnicity. You know what I mean? We can't find that nowhere on the map. Things of that nature. And then that's it. I don't gotta give them more edification. They'll get it from maybe that brother. They might run into that brother. They might run into another camp, but I did my job. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. No, it makes sense.
Okay. Let me finish that verse. Read that again.
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and as harmless as doves.
Be harmless too, though. That's the part a lot of us miss, right? A lot of us ruin these relationships because we're trying to superimpose our will sometimes, and that might not be what the Most High wants you to do at that time. We know we the people, but this is why Christ gave us that wisdom. He's like, hold on, look, I'm sending y'all out among some wolves, and these wolves got power, and these wolves can put y'all in jail. These wolves can create laws and all these different things. So make sure that you calculate it, right? Make sure you calculate when you're doing what you're doing, right? We don't.
Verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues.
We're not scared of that, but that's a possibility. You know what I mean? Hey, it's gonna happen. If it happened, so be it. But you got to be aware that there might be men among you. There might be men in family, whoever. Somebody that don't like how you get down, don't like that you're smart, that you're self-educated, things of that nature, and they might, hey, whisper, hey, you know, such and such, brother Joshua, whoop, whoop, and then now you got your gig messed up. So we got to be wise, right? Because we're trying to accomplish everything. We dealing with ravaging wolves, right? We don't.
Verse 18. And ye shall be brought before the governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
Right, so we'll be a testimony against proclaiming the truth, what you was doing. So I just said, be more calculated. That's all I'm saying. Be more, more calculated about it.
I suffer in silence. That's why I came and talked openly, because I understand. One, I got a short fuse, so I'm only gonna tolerate so much, no matter what environment I'm in.
Right.
So when you know yourself, I don't put myself in that position.
Precarious situations, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So my thing is that the things that I'm expressing to you is what I feel internally to myself. Like when you know and you see the signs and you see the times and because you did right when you were an idiot, you're able to walk amongst all the places, and you see it's like walking through a time machine. So you seeing the dark and how dark it is. So it's like, man, we're like, well, what's the work again? So it's like, okay, the work again is doing my part. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's discouragement there because of what I see, what I go through on a day-to-day basis, things like that, psychologically and emotionally. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's more of a personal thing, and than it is like a
world thing. Okay. Are you originally from California? Okay. Did you do fair time or state time? Okay. How many years? You said it was 21 years? You still look young. What you in your early 40s or something like that? Late 30s? Yeah, okay. That's what's up, bro. You look like you about 28, something like that. 28, 29. You know what I mean? That's what's up. You got a son that's 21. Okay, that's what's up. You got a son these brothers age. That's good, man. That's beautiful, right? How your son feel about the information?
That's the thing. Actually, I'm surprisingly woke, right? And that's what scares me, because though we share the knowledge, though we talk, the actions don't match. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't coincide with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I know he has the knowledge and the knowledge, because we talk that we have, right? However, you know, if I'm being honest, I see the same generation now. You know what I mean? Like, he just ain't as bad. Meaning, I kept away from gangs and stuff. So fortunately, you don't gang bang or nothing like that. But he gets in gang trouble. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
robbing and stuff like that.
On the news, all that. Like,
trying to get to the money.
Bro, like, it's not even. You know what's crazy? It's not even that, bro. He's like the one. It's always his friends. It's never him.
So he affiliated. Oh, so he got a companion of brothers that's doing conspire to do bad. Okay. Now give me Exodus 23, verse 2. You got what I want? Yeah. Read that.
Come, the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 22. But be ye doers of the word.
Want to be what?
Doers of the word.
See your point, right? Brother familiar, but we want to be what?
Doers of the word and not hearers only.
We want to just listen and hear. We want to do what it says, right? Because we don't want to be hypocrites, right? That's what you're pretty much trying to convey to your son, right? From the top.
Come, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own self.
What are we going to deceive?
Your own self.
What do we deceive?
Your own self.
Deceive our own selves when we do that. You know what I mean? So that's good that you're trying to at least explain to him, man, look, bro, it's good that we're familiar and we know the knowledge and you're receptive to the knowledge, but we got to start acting on the knowledge as well, right? So we don't become hypocrites, right? But watch this, right? You got what I want? Exodus 23 and verse 2. Verse 1.
This is the book of Exodus 23 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt not raise a false report, but put thine hand with the wicked, and with the wicked, and to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Read it again.
Speaker into the shade.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
The word multitude means a companions or a group or a gang, right? Now he might not necessarily be in a gang, but his friends is, or his friends is participating in activities. That's one of the commandments that the Most High God said us not to do, right? The Most High God said, "Thou shalt not follow a gang, a group, a multitude, a collective of people to do evil." Right? Read it again from the top.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
Right, so one of the commandments that the Most High God commands us to do is not to follow a group of people that's predicated on doing evil. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure what type of stuff he participating in, but if we knew we the people, we know we're not supposed to do these things, man. We're not supposed to participate in evil practices, especially if it's in a group setting. The Most High God is heavily against that. So, you know, that's why I feel like the Bible can fix it. But not just reading the Bible, we got to act on it. If the brother act on this, then we solve that problem that he's, you know, he might be dealing with right now.
He's just going through his growing pains. He's a beautiful child.
Young boy, yeah, young.
He's just going through the growing pains. But my philosophy is, I don't address nothing with my son that I haven't accomplished. And that's why I have all those credentials. It's not really for me. It's more of a thing like these are things I'm gonna want to address with my child, and it just turned into a thing for me later. You know what I mean, kind of thing. So it's like I won't be hypocritical. So if you were to talk to him, I would that he would confirm what I'm saying to you. You know what I mean? That I don't address anything to him that I'm not doing. So it's like that's why I'm kind of humble, because I feel like I'm still learning. You know, so I don't try to jump on no teaching platform in front of people and all that. Like, I'm not hungry for none of that. For me, it's more like I go to what Solomon requested, and I say if that same question was phrased to me, what would my answer be? And my answer would be that I want to fulfill the purpose that I was designed to do.
Right.
And I feel that if I fulfilled the purpose that I was designed to do, everything that I would go down this genie list listing will be automatically given to me. And we go back to scripture, which says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added to you." And that was the motivation of my answer to myself when I phrased it to me, that if I was asked one thing from the Most High, you know, what I request from him, that I would fulfill what I was designed to do. So that way I won't be having to worry about that depart from me to work up.
So to your point, right? In the book that Solomon wrote, what is the purpose of the Israelites? For every Israelite. Y'all know what I want. What is the purpose of every Israelite?
Well, we're the salt of the earth, so we're the enlightened ones. So we're agitated.
Nah, you good.
That's a good question. Well,
Good, man.
Question. But I feel that you said what? Phrase it to me again.
Oh, what is the purpose of every Israelite? And particularly, I want to go into where Solomon wrote that. He gave a specific purpose to every Israelite. All right, let's read it.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let me give you some context, man. This King Solomon, you know, he the richest man that ever walked the earth. He had all the money, all the gold, all the women. He did everything. So he's like, look, I've done it all. I've had every single woman. The most beautiful women you can ever meet, I had them. The most money, I have it. Any place, I had it. I had a military. I traveled the world. I had everything that you can imagine, right? This is what he said, though. He said, look, to sum everything up, though, read it again.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
What is this, our duty?
For this, fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Like, look, bro, I did it all. It's vanity.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
He's like, look, I popped bottles. I went to other places. I was reverenced. I was worshipped. People coming to meet me, want me to sign their books. He's like, look, bro, that don't mean nothing, man. Fear God and keep his commandments, man. That's the only duty. That's the only duty. He's like, look, I did it all. I'm still not fulfilled.
But you know, look, I agree with you, but when the fire is burning internally within you, right?
Right.
I tried that road. And when I did that road, I almost felt like I was being punished for it because I knew that I was supposed to be doing more.
Right.
Meaning certain circumstances would be placed in front of me, and I would elect to keep my hands because I felt that every time I get involved, y'all complain about me getting involved. But then when I don't get involved, it go crooked. So it's like no matter what I do, I'm going to be sabotaged for it. So then it's like in that ignorant state that I was in, I learned, you know, that it's just better to do the work. And I learned that while doing the work, there was never a time I failed, ever. So it's like I know, okay, that's the path I'm supposed to take. So I feel like when Solomon summed it up, like you just read to me just now, that inside me, I feel that there's much more I'm supposed to be doing besides just that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I'm not doing that, then I don't want to be guilty of not fulfilling my purpose, and then get to the other side and find out like, man, you just sat on your talent.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So
well, in addition to that, right, that got to be the first purpose. In addition to that, then we can go ahead and do whatever else that the Most High God set out for us to do. But ultimately, whatever talents we do have, the talent should be to bring people to the Most High.
every time.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So ultimately, we still got to be the ones, like you said, we still got to be the example. You know what I'm saying? So how are we going to be the example if we're not executing on what the book say to do? We got to be the example, right? We don't want to be hypocrites. Because that is the problem with this young generation and the OGs, right? And you kind of in the middle of both the OGs and the young generation. But that is the issue with the older generations versus the youngsters. The reason why they don't listen to them is they like, you a hypocrite. You want me to do all this stuff? You ain't even do it. You wasn't solid. You snitched. You did all of this. And you want me to, they close their ears to them dudes, man. Because they look at their profile and they're like, it ain't adding up.
Yeah, I had to walk away because I know it's idolatry. All the way down, you know,
it's idolatry, yeah, it's idolatry.
To me, so it's like, I don't have none of those issues. That's why I can return. So I feel like the ones of us that did right, like we were supposed to do, you know, that's why I phrased the question initially to you. Because it's like, why was that given to me? So it was given to me, not for no man to praise me, because I don't seek that. Or people all that, so it's like, it's to do the work. So it's like, okay, now what is the work? Now, what does that look like? And it's like, well, we already see what it's looking like. You know, so there's things I'm not talking about openly, you know, as far as the battles.
I think your journey and what you've been on, you can be very useful. And your wisdom. So you don't want to fall into the vicinity of not using your talents. What I mean by not using your talent, I think you're one of the ones that got natural, just gifted talents, but you need a little bit of conditioning, and being in a group like this, because that's what I needed. You know what I mean? I had like a natural just gift when I got the word that I wanted to teach, but I knew that I needed to join an organization. I knew I needed elders. You know what I mean? I didn't know which group, but I was like, I need elders. I need guidance. I need structures. I need explanations of certain scriptures I can't break down. I need somebody I'll be able to call and I can, sharpen iron with. You know what I mean? And I ended up joining another group that I was a part of previously, and then we kind of like an offshoot of that group. You know what I mean? But the point I'm making is, sometimes I believe personally that you need that guidance from men that's been around this for a while and can give you the tools that you need so you can go out and do what God set you out to do. Because I believe you got a purpose because you're authentic and you live what they live. So your voice of reasoning is going to be received a lot better than probably somebody else that didn't live what they live, if that makes sense. So you can go to the streets of Compton and speak. But I'm saying not only that, but command the audience, and they'll be more inclined to listen, as opposed to somebody else saying it that they're not necessarily that familiar with. You know what I mean? A lot of my homies that see me street teaching, or they see me watching, they see me on the videos, they'll be more inclined to listen because they like, I know him, I've been around him. So let me hear him out. Right, as opposed to like, oh, I see these dudes are structured, they got order, but I don't really know them dudes. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So I believe it's a purpose for you, brother. I believe it's a purpose for you. You just need a body and an organization that give you that structure. Because the Most High God said, let everything be done decently and in order. So we got to get that order and that structure. And this is what this is. Look, we got order so much to the point that we dress alike. We all got the same uniform. That teaches order. And it also brings respect when you see everybody dressed alike. Everybody in unison. Everybody speaking the same band, one voice. And it looks good in application. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of like, because you kind of got the unconventional style, but if you get that order along with the biblical knowledge that you have, you're going to be cold, bro. In my opinion, my humble opinion. You got a precept? Read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him.
See that? Yeah, so when a blessed man walks in his integrity, the children would just naturally pick up. Because I think in a couple of chapters later, it says, train up a child that the way that he may go. Is more on that? Right? Read.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by...
Bring this up. Okay. For the children. Oh, for the children. All right, read on.
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy.
Okay, yeah. So, but I know why the brother brought up. He brought out the scripture, but did your son live with you? Okay. So he brought out the scripture by basically saying, if a man got his house in order, your son or your wife might not even necessarily believe as much as you do, or don't even believe like you believe. But because you got your house in order, they're going to naturally be keeping the laws of the Most High God and be protected without having the same belief you have. Because, for example, if you the head of the house and you got everything done in order as the scriptures say, then your wife, even though she don't believe technically like you believe, she's going to keep the Sabbath day holy because you said so. Right? And it's not that you're being chauvinistic or you're being overbearing. It's just because she respects you and she loves you. She said, I don't really understand your God like you do, but you know what? This means a lot to you. So look, I'm gonna do this because this means a lot to you. So you know what? I'm going to prepare on the 6th day for a double portion, and I'm gonna honor the Sabbath day. But I don't believe like you, but I'm gonna do it because I love you. Does that make sense? And your son, you know what I mean? He understands like, well, Pops love me. All he's asking me for me to do is don't bring pork in his house. So naturally your kids become clean because you got the whole situation in order in the house. Does that make sense? That's what that scripture is pretty much going to. That's why you brought it up? Okay. So yeah, so sometimes you might, 'cause everybody's situation is different. You might have a situation where he might come into this knowledge and his wife don't believe. That was in the New Testament where we had Timotheus, right? His mama believed in the word, but her husband didn't believe in the word. He was a Greek in fashion. He had Greek ideas and customs and practices. You know what I mean? Going into what the brother Tahar went into earlier. So you have situations like that where some of our sisters might marry a brother in the world. That happens. As long as the brother that the sister married to allows her to keep the commandments, is not stifling her growth, and he sees like, okay, ever since you've been doing this Bible thing, I don't necessarily believe it, but ever since you've been doing this Bible thing, it's made you a better person and made you a better wife, I'm all for it. So now everybody wins. That's pretty much what the wisdom that Paul was trying to give in Corinthians. See that? But yeah, you got any more questions, big bro?
You ask it tomorrow. I'm gonna chew on the whole lot.
Chew on that, yeah. All praises.
It didn't fall upon deaf ears, that's for sure. And I'm very grateful and appreciative of the time that you brother gave me.
Mighty brother, man. Yeah, I would say for sure. Brother Joshua, man, got a proper name. So I know you read Joshua for sure. I'm sure you was. He said Joshua. He said I got 2 prophet names, right? Wow. Oh, praise God. Hey, your parents knew what they was doing, right? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Man. You familiar with Passover, right? We about to keep Passover in about what? About a month and a half? Yeah, we about to keep Passover, man. We try to do it as close as we can to the integrity of the law. You know, so we'll have the whole lamb, full body lamb that we eat, put on a rotisserie grill. We do all the rituals and all that stuff, man, to the letter of the law as best as we could. We know we rehearse the righteous acts while we in captivity, but we try to do it as close as we could to the law. That might be a good situation for him to come. You know what I mean? Come participate in the Passover, man, which is one of the high holy feast days that all males are required to come to. You know what I mean? So invitation is there, brother. Invitation is there. Let us know. Let us know.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, King. Hold it down, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Hold it down, brother. Brother Josh. Hey, clap it up for Brother Joshua, man, for coming listening to the word of the Most High, man. Good brother, man. Just appreciate you.
Good, man.
Right. Hear what you got.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, and verse 30. It reads, "The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise."
The scriptures say, look, he that wins souls is wise, man. That's why we out here, man. A lot of times we get criticized for being overbearing, loud, obnoxious, arguing and bickering. Nah, look, that's the goal, man. That's why we out here, to provide edification to our brothers and sisters, man. To provide that bridge. They might have a little understanding. We give them the finishing touch so they can get to the other side. That's what we out here for, man. Right? I know a lot of times if the viral clips go, we arguing with people and people get mad and stuff like that. But that's not why we out here. We out here for that purpose right there, man. Provide that edification, man. And it's beautiful, man. You know what I mean? It's beautiful to be able to feed God's sheep, man. And Most High gave us a healthy responsibility, and we come out here for that purpose. That's why we're here, right?
You got a question?
What's up? What's up, Elder? I hear you out here listening, brother, man. Good.
I'm listening to you. You know what you said?
Yeah.
I know you want to keep and that man keeps us together. He's blessed me. Skills and stuff I know. I didn't go to school with any of them. I fell off a 2-story roof. I'm still good. I got 3 slip discs. I got back over 20 years.